Happy Friday, and you know what that means here at SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. It is blind day, but today, Trenton, is going to be a bit unusual. None of the girls are around today. It's just me and you. So my mind got spinning. I got started thinking of what can we do. So I was in charge for the blind that we have out here today.
It reeks up here. Usually when it smells like this, I only know one other thing that really smells this way. So just get out with it and tell me what exactly you did.
Well, I'm actually catering to your preferences in this blind. Everything that's on the bar top is elevated proof.
Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks.
What I did is I pulled some of my absolute favorite high proof Scotch whiskeys. But I did throw in one ringer in here. Just one.
It's got to be A. There's no way that this is not peated.
No. I wasn't mean today.
None of this is peated?
None of this is peated.
Ooh, this is going to be rough because some of it smells peated. My schnoz is already off.
Now keep in mind, Trenton, you've been tasting quite a bit of American single malt lately.
Yep.
There are some differences there. So these barley notes are going to be a little bit different than what you're used to tasting in the American single malt, primarily due to the American single malt is aged in, virgin charred American oak casks.
Okay.
So, anyways, it's me helping you today.
Wow. Well, thank you. What a help this is.
And I thought this would be awfully fun.
So is my goal to point out the ringer or what? Like, what is?
You can. There's one in here that's not a Scotch. I'm gonna
get it right.
I'll just put it that way. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there's one in here that is not a single malt Scotch.
You're not going to tell me like what variety, like
Negative.
not Irish, Jap? Okay.
If your mom was down here right now, she'd have been given the eyeball that I even told you that.
That's true. That's true.
Usually I'm a little bit too nice when it comes to these things. So I say we get started with A.
These are all high proof. Like what is it, like full proof cask? Well, I know if you're talking about single malts, I don't know.
I'm trying to think because some of it did mention cask strength. Trenton, a couple of them mentioned that. One of them I don't think did. It's just elevated proof.
Okay.
So I can't be 100% sure. I knew two of them were cask strength.
It smells good, but I can't help but get a little bit of a peated vibe in this.
Really?
I don't know if it was like adjacent to a.
Hang on. Let me think about this for a second.
No.
It is possible.
Oh, yeah.
It might have just a slight. One of them might have a slight edge on it with peat.
All right, I'm going to put A out first.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some kind of peat in here. There's no way there's not.
Yeah, I forgot. I misstated. I misstated a little bit there.
Yeah, you don't say.
But it's not like an Ardbeg. It's not a Lefroy. It's nothing.
Well, thanks
like
for
that.
not throwing me in the deep end like that. At least.
There might be some peated whiskey in the blend. Just kind of keep it.
Oh, this is blended. Okay. Well, it kind of tastes like a mossy brick. There's really a lot of peated unpleasantries in this, and it might not be as peated for you, but as somebody who is not really a fan of the peated scotches and stuff yet, I'm not going to say it'll never happen because I said that about scotch in general.
Sure.
And I've been drinking quite a bit of scotch recently,
right.
Non-peated. But I don't hate this as much as maybe I would have a year ago. I'll say that. There's a little bit more that I can identify in there, but still not something that I'm thrilled to be drinking. But
I love this. I absolutely love it.
Now is it okay?
It's butterscotchy to a touch. It is burly. It's got some
hair on the chest.
It does
a little bit.
Most definitely.
I do too. I got one today. I don't know when that happened. Now I don't really. Is this something that you pour often, or is this like something that you actually enjoy to drink? Is this like a special occasion? Can you at least like kind of drive me in the direction?
None of these are super expensive.
Okay.
Might be hard to find a little bit, but none of them are like super expensive Scotch whiskeys. Okay. I kind of baby this bottle somewhat because it's kind of hard to find. But I when it comes to my Scotch selections, it just comes and goes as my palate directs me. I look around and I try to find something to drink. I immediately, if I look at scotch, I go, tonight sounds like a good time for scotch. That's just how I do it. And then I start looking at what bottles I want to. Do I want peated? Do I want not?
Yeah.
What do I want?
Can you put your glasses on real quick? Let me see if you can read my notes for this.
Okay. Nah, fam?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, nah, I'm good. Like, nah, you haven't heard of that before?
No.
Like, nah, fam.
I want to put on my notes. Fantastic.
I'm glad you like it. We're definitely going to be keeping this at your place, even though it's already here to begin with. I'm not going to be taking this home anytime soon.
Some little bit of real rich dark fruits in there too. I'm going to move on to the next. I could sip the first one for quite some time.
You want mine? I'll pour it in your glass if you want.
Don't dump it out, whatever you do.
This has a little bit of a raisiny Fig Newton type of a vibe, like the Nature's Bakery one. Sorry, I got this like little monitor up top so we could kind of see our placement when we're putting stuff up. Because sometimes I'm like scooting bottles all over the place.
Yeah.
I want to look up there instead of at the lens. They're like a foot apart, so I apologize if you're like, what's he looking at?
Yeah.
I just got those Nature's Bakery, the blueberry ones.
Oh, that's just dynamite.
It's very figgy. It's like almost like a.
I love that. Man, that is so good. Isn't it, Trenton?
Yeah, this is smelling like it might not be a single malt.
Oh,
it might not be a scotch.
Those bakery cookies in there, shortbread type cookie note on the nose, followed up with that syrup note, and then into
syrup note.
into fruits of some kind. Man, it's delightful.
Pretty on put. Ooh. There's a lot going on in that. Just kind of how it was on the palate. I will say you were pretty spot on with the syrupy note on that one.
Man, that is a lot going on right there. That is a flavor bomb. Big time. I love that.
It's decent.
You are out of your mind, sir. That's wonderful.
There's something
it's
about
a little bit hot.
still.
I think it's hotter than the first one.
See,
it's a little bite to it.
I have a hard time distinguishing that because of the smokiness on there. I don't know why. I like it. To me, elevates the proof a little bit more.
Really?
And I don't know what it is. This is a little bit more subdued, at least to me. But I do get that syrup note. I do get. It's almost if like Woodford Double Oak was a single malt. That gives me similar kind of vibes to it.
Now that actually, Trenton, is a pretty ingenious correlation that you just did there. I mean, that's just like a light bulb.
Mark down the date. It doesn't happen too often.
There's a little bit more going on than what he says, but there's a lot the same. That's pretty amazing, dude.
I'm not gonna say I will say this is good. I would prefer to drink Woodford Double Oak compared to this. Yeah. There's something at the end for me that is a little bit like. I don't want to say like railroad tie because I've never licked one of those. You shouldn't, by the way, because they have a lot of chemicals and poison in them. There's something about it that's a little bit dry and unappealing towards the end. I will say it's like something's weird about it.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time even coming up with a.
I love it, and it's and he is right. There's a lot of similarities there with the Woodford Double Oak, but add in some dark fruit.
Okay.
There.
I'm going to ask you this.
Sure.
When you were making this blind, did you did you make a blend of your own, or are these just okay?
No, I did not. No.
Knowing you, sometimes you come out of left.
I honestly just pulled bottles off the Scotch shelves that were higher proof that I really like. So, and I initially thought there was no peat, but
this is not a single malt.
Might have been a little bit.
C is not a Scotch. There's no way. Effervescent.
Wow, there's some 7-Up notes in there.
7-Up? What? Really?
Take a deep inhale. At the end of your inhale, you have just a tiny bit of a 7-Up.
Did you pour 7-Up in this? I do get that a little bit. I will say it's like citrusy, kind of.
That's probably a better way to say it.
I almost get a little bit of a ginger ale type of a thing.
Okay, sure.
It's like a spicy citrus. That's usually what I think of when I think of a ginger.
Perfect.
A ginger ale. Werner's in particular. You can't be going with the Schweppes or the Canada Dry. Werner's
no. In this family with Grandpa Paul in it, it's It's definitely has to be Werner's, and that's it.
I don't know if my palate's messed up today or something. This is really good, but again, at the end, there's something that's just a little bit off.
Is it?
It might be that we started with the peated. You did that on purpose.
I wasn't thinking. If I had to do it over again, I'd go pick another one.
It's really nice. This, ooh, okay. I'm starting to pick up a little bit of a...
They're all good. Everything that I picked for this blind I thought was good. So I didn't put anything in here that I thought was bad. Nothing.
This is probably a rye. Because it's a little bit like evergreeny, a little bit minty. There towards the middle. Up front, I'm going to be honest, like up front, there's really not a whole lot going on. You got to waller it around. You got to let it sit for a little bit. And then that flies back. I had a cicada in my house today.
In
my house.
It got in?
Yeah, I don't know
how. How many
how.
of you folks have cicadas at your house? We have plenty of them. My brother's house, though, has like 1 million of them.
Does it? Well, he's by the woods.
It's loud, too. We don't have nearly as many out here, but they're definitely flying around.
It's got a little bit of a meaty note to it, like a braised pork shoulder or something, like a braised meat.
You know me, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. I'm going to kind of save my comments on that because I pretty much know.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to write down I like it.
It is.
That's definitely a rye. If it's not, I'll eat a shoe.
It's good.
And if I lose...
I'm not wearing slippers. I am actually wearing shoes tonight.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
If I do lose and you have a nasty sneaker in the closet that's been hanging around for a while, a little putrid, send it my way. Maybe it'll end up on the show where I eat one, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm that confident. I will say that.
Oh, dude. All right, we're gonna move on to D.
We're getting back into the figs, into the berries. It's almost like a strawberry Pop-Tart kind of a thing.
Wow, that is just dynamite.
Dude, that's like pure strawberry, like a mixed berry type of a thing.
Just wonderful. There's all kinds of berry notes and fruit notes coming out of here.
I get a little bit of like a syrupiness too in it, a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just missing. It's a little maybe like a little Is it Belgium or Belgian? I usually call it a Belgian waffle.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of that to it.
I'm sure you know your mom likes those, so I'm sure she would accept that as Belgian or Belgium.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, dude, if I go to a restaurant and there's a waffle on the menu, there's 99% chance I'm gonna get it.
Your mom's the same way.
The problem is and I want to know. I can get like a side of a waffle, but it's like $7 or $8. And it's just pancake mix. It's like, right? It's pancake or waffle mix. I know, like, I made that at home plenty of times. It shouldn't be that much. Come on. Do better at restaurants. Round the clock. Is that a nationwide chain, Round the Clock?
I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you.
It's really good, though. It smells nice. Ooh, yeah, no. All right.
No? Are you kidding me?
No.
This is a little bit piney. Do you get that in there or no?
It's almost like a bitter sappiness, a little bit. There were a lot of times when I was a kid, and I was actually outside quite a bit when I was a kid, up until, I got an Xbox. But I used to like climb the trees and stuff, and you climb down the tree and you got a bunch of like sap on your hands, and then you're like touching your face, and you get a little touch in your mouth, and it's like that bitter acetone type of a thing.
Okay, there are some of that going on in there.
It is nice though.
It balances out the sip. It's not enormous. It's not. It doesn't overwhelm the sip whatsoever. There's a lot of goodness in here as well.
Oh, I'm overwhelmed, sir. Yeah, there's a nice honey note to it. After I go back for a second or third or fourth, I don't know how many I've lost track.
There's a berry note. There's like a rich honey note in there. He's right. But there does come. I think as weird as you are with certain things, sometimes the sappy kind of, because I said piney, and that's a little bit raw, I think. But the way you described it, I think is better. Right? It's true.
I think when we were at our pick at Westward, I had smelled something and I had said it smelled like a bowling alley or something. And a couple people that were there tasting with us were like, yeah, I get that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I was like, see, I'm not always completely too far off.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Man.
Well,
I'm not even going to say that note.
The world wants to know what you're pushing out first.
Oh, I'm pushing out A first. Without a shadow of a doubt.
You have got to be kidding me.
And it's not, I don't want to say it's not because it's peated. That I don't have a grudge against it's purely because it's peated. I just can't enjoy it as much as the other ones because I do get a little bit of a campfirey, smoky peat. And that's not really the profile that I tend to lean towards. There are some bourbons, ryes that have a little bit of like a smoked meats type of a thing that I equate differently than a peated note, but to each their own, right?
That would be honestly battling it out for first place.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No.
What can I say?
No.
All right.
Nope.
All right. We'll get past.
Well, polar opposites on that one.
What are you going to move on from there? What's your third place?
My third place is D.
I knew that was going to happen. Just by the way you described it, which I thought was a little unfair, but that's okay. That's all right.
And then my second place would be B.
You're insane. That was just an amazing sip.
Well, I'm not saying it. I'm just a big rye fan, so B to me just falls a little bit flat.
Wow,
this is my favorite scotch of the bunch. I will say that this is very good.
Yeah,
I do like this.
Right. So of course you're going to pick C as number one.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
sorry to make it an uninteresting, type of a thing, but
as you all know,
B is very good.
I did curate the blind, and all these are very good to me. I love them all. But if I had to choose a first place, we'll just leave it at that. I won't do the rest of it. But if I had to choose a first place, it would be B.
Okay.
In today's tasting. But I love them all.
I will say,
so for the folks out there, I would have chose B as my number one.
If C wasn't in here and it was replaced with some other one, I'd be shocked if B didn't make it first because it was very good. It's dynamic. It's not really. It's just all over the place with the flavors. Where did you hide this box? Oh, did you just put it on a sheet? Oh, okay.
It's over here. My sheet's over here. The box is over here. Would you like to know what? Did you see that?
No.
It fell here, and I still got it, dude. I still got it.
Kyle, slow-mo that.
What? All right, I'll try to find it here, dude. And you know what? Honestly, I feel bad to a certain extent, but this is the Springbank 12-year cast strength, right? Really? 57.1 ABV, 114.2 proof. And I apologize for not being 100% on top of my Scotch game tonight, but I would bet, this being a Campbelltown whiskey, there's a little bit of peated whiskey in the blend here. So I really tried not to. But I love this one so much. It is truly one of my absolute favorite higher proof Scotch.
I was going to say, I know you like that one a lot.
I really do. It's meaty. It's burly. I mean, it just grabs you and says, I'm whiskey, like it or lump it.
I'm going to lump it. Sorry to yuck your yum, but that's a no-go for me.
I loved it. I really did.
Back just a smidge.
All right, sounds good. D, Trenton, this is going to surprise you.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. This is D.
This is the one, honestly, that I was surprised. Not shocked. I wouldn't say shocked. But I was surprised that this came in third place.
Okay.
Trenton, this is the Isle of Raasay, the Chinkapin.
No.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes,
Man.
it is, sir.
Wait, this is what?
The Chinkapin. So this is not the one you have at home. The only one I could find for you was, it had 4 roses and some of the finishing. This one here is a Chinkapin cast. So this is the first one that I got, special release from Isle of Raasay, that I thought it was fabulous. And I still do. But Trenton put it in third place.
And this is D? Okay.
Yeah.
I was really scared because I heard C and I was like, that's the one I thought was a rye, and I was like, I'm gonna have a couple shoes showing up at my house.
No.
Okay.
I'll already admit you were right about the C being, and I really tried to strategically put it in the blind where he may not pick up on it, but he did.
I mean, that was good. It's just not hitting like it
But
was
I'm a little
today.
bit surprised. Yeah,
So
I'm a
am
little
I.
bit surprised that this one's a little bit lower on your list because you really liked it when I poured you some.
Now I'm even more
so-
interested to see what B is because that was
Yep.
my second.
Well, B is stellar. That would have been my first choice, Trenton. This is the Bunnahabhain cast strength. This is the 12-year cast strength. This is the 2023 edition.
I have never had one of those.
I've got the 2022 over there, and I got the 2000.
Oh, it's an annual thing.
2023. Mhm.
Okay.
That would have been my first place. I really, as you can see, Trent, you can't really see in the camera, but the level is very high on that. I rarely dipped into it, but I have dipped in quite a bit more into the 2022. I loved it.
Which one's better, this or the 2022?
This one.
This one.
I absolutely loved it. Quit found that.
Dude, we're in the basement. There's plenty of other room in this stupid thing.
Well, people coming in and out. Stinking fly got in somehow.
But a ninja.
I'm sure you're good.
All right, well, you confirmed it was a rye.
Yeah, this disappoints me. It's over here, dude.
It disappoints
Well,
you.
no. I guess it doesn't disappoint me so much because it is one of our picks.
Oh.
Yeah. It's right over here, dude. I was trying to find something. This is a rye whiskey. This is our Old Elk pick. This is a rye whiskey finished in Agricole rum barrels.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what was different about it. I don't get as much of the Agricole rum now, though. I don't know if that's because it's sad
Well, it's
or
probably
if they got
because the lineup
screwed up by the peat in the spring tank, but
It's probably because of the lineup of the tasting.
yeah.
Honestly, it's a great bottle. I love it. I was the one that forged our way to get this pick. Not a lot of folks that were there for the tasting were on my side of the fence at the beginning.
I was not initially.
Right.
I was like, man, this is too far out there. It's not very great. It smelled weird. And then I tasted it, and it was very good, and I still like it. I still have like half my bottle left, and I'm milking it.
Yeah, that's all I
very
have
good.
left. Agricole rum for you folks out there is a very funky rum. Okay, it's really funky. And when they first showed us the barrel at Old Elk, they only had, 11 of them?
Oh, well, yeah, one of 11.
We have one of 11. At first I thought, okay, I have to try it. I have to try it, because I'm into all different types of spirits. And then I tried it and I was like, wow. And I don't think this Agricole rum would have done any justice if it was finished with a bourbon whiskey.
Nope.
It had to be this rye whiskey, and I thought it was great. So that's what Trenton picked. For me, I would have picked Bunnahabhain as my first place
It's a big shame.
for the tasting, but I truly love them all.
Yeah. Well, then, this was neat. I am really surprised that this was not
Me too.
second place. I'm not at all surprised that this was first place, but I have a very interesting blind planned for you next Friday. And we read a lot of comments. I did get some whiteboards for the little Price is Right thing that we're doing, so we can write them down and then show them before.
I'm good with that.
I do agree with a lot of the comments that it's difficult when you know what the price is from the person next to you. So we're gonna write that down on a little whiteboard. But in the meantime, I got a mean blind being cooked up for you. So we'll see how that one goes. I'm gonna know what's in it, but Mom will be here, I think, so I'll have her pour it, and I won't know what the order is. So we'll both be surprised. I'll just know what's in it, and you won't. So
for sure. Well, I will look forward to that. This is next Friday?
Next, what is today? Yeah, next Friday. Yep,
Yeah.
next Friday.
Next Friday?
Yep.
All right. I'll look forward to that. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. Have a fantastic weekend. And in the meantime, we'll see you next time.
Yes, next time.
That was kind of weird, wasn't it?
It's
in the
fine.
meantime, next time, I apologize.
Both.
We'll see you next time. Right down here with Trenton, me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.